produce a non-professional film. Like I was saying, these are short films, 5 minutes films. With 300,000, if you are a producer yourself and you tell me that, with 300,000 you can produce high quality 5 minutes film. Yes.
It depends on the plan.
It depends on the plan.
Yes.
And that's why the technical committee and the technical committee and the representative from the industry were looking at the project plan. What is it that you want to create? Is it going to be quality with the money we're giving you? So that you don't, because like I was waiting to say it, but I can say it now. These are films that are being broadcast on PAWA254, which is a channel. And it has its own quality and standards. So when we give you money, we don't tell you go and produce, because we gave you 300,000, go and produce non-professional films. Because you can see professionalism from the documentation they even give, the project plan. You can tell that this person is serious. And this is where there is the technical evaluation. That I was saying, we had 62 that met the general qualification, but we only selected 33. Why? It's because these projects plans were subject through a technical evaluation. To be able to understand what is your execution plan, what is it that you want to create? Is it viable for broadcast? Is it viable for out there? So that we don't just give everyone money. You have to see what is this project that you want to do. What is the impact of this project to the community? How are you going to execute this project? How are you going to shoot it? You know?
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying it's not non-professional. It's professional, but they are not long films. Because if you log on Netflix today, you will not find a 5-minute, 10-minute film. These are long films. I'm saying this was a stimulus to stimulate the industry to stay afloat. Hence the need to have many filmmakers involved in the projects, so that many people can benefit from the small kitty that we got. Like I was using the analogy of a mother. You are not going to give 2 of your children and the rest can starve. But again, you tell them, we have this one plate, so we have to share. But even when you're sharing, the food you're giving them is not substandard. It's good food. But this food has to be shared with the different kids that you have. It's the same way, it's the government. We work for everyone. And maybe I'll join that with the second question, where you're asking part of the documentation. And I'll ask you a question. If you want the government to help you, and for example, everyone pays taxes. I pay taxes. You should be able to pay tax, or you pay tax.
Yeah. I'm employed, it automatically goes.
You should be able to pay tax. Because like I was saying, this is government money.
Yes.
And my question would be, why would I want to give you money if you're not accountable? Because tax is a way of being accountable.
There's a difference between being accountable, paying the taxes, and you getting the clearance. Because that's a whole different process.
But, and I understand, and that's where I'm coming.
Yes.
If you file your returns, every year we are reminded by KRA, by June, you must have, I mean, any responsible citizen needs to file their returns by June. So if you filed your returns during the time that you needed to file, then it's not going to be any problem for you to get clearance. You just write. If you find any problem, you write to KRA, they're going to respond. It's as fast as that. If you get any hurdle with KRA and you're applying to us, write to Kenya Film Commission and say, I've been able to do this, I've been able to share. Can you guys help me get this? And like I was saying, we play liaison services to the film industry with all these government agencies. You are getting a challenge with KRA, we talk to KRA. We say there's this filmmaker who is trying to get clearance from you, but he's unable. Kindly check, kindly assist, and the clearance will come the next day. So this is the part of the information that we keep on disseminating every day. You're getting a challenge with any government agency, you want to reach them, kindly write to us. Ask us, because that is our job. It's part of our mandate, which is facilitate, play liaison services to the film industry. Because, like I was saying, all those guys who applied to us, and just the other day we concluded a program called the Content Acquisition Program, which we had 10 million to allocate to filmmakers. But this was from content that has already been produced. These are feature films, these are TV series, and this is content that, you see, you'll notice that there are very many filmmakers who have produced content, but they're unable to sell it or even distribute it. So we put out a call for us to buy that content on behalf of Kenya Broadcasting Corporation, KBC, for that content to be broadcast there. The same challenge came through. Someone, you ask them, because, I mean, it's government money. Why do you want to give you when you don't want to be with us? Like I'm saying, you need to pay tax. If you
I pay my tax. I pay my tax.
If you don't
But the
pay,
issue is the clearance. Because we are talking about, Mr. Chalo, we are talking about, we are in a COVID period.
yes,
And the 100 million came during the COVID period.
Yes.
And just, if, for example, I'm an artist,
yes,
and I reach out, I mean, I want to get my clearance certificate, and KRA probably are also working from home or whatever, and they have, for some reason, they have delay processes. And you know, it's government. No, it's just me who is looking for that clearance certificate. My question is, you've talked about the liaison
Yes.
institution.
yes.
Is this information out there for these filmmakers to know, okay, I was applying for this stimulus package, but then I didn't have this particular documentation. I have tried to apply for them, but then I haven't gone through. And some of these things, sometimes they cost you money, and you're looking at this person is looking for a way of income as well to survive during a COVID period.
And I hear you. And we've done that before. And through all our forums, which are stakeholder forums, through our social media, through the website, all this information is there. And every time we're having a conversation, whether it's a CEO talking to the media, we're always giving this information out. But going back to your tax issue.
Maybe if I may chip in on this issue, there are two things here. There is an issue of what I talked earlier on, of having a database. And then the database is meant to come in to help government to know who they are dealing with.
Yes.
And also understanding the fact that some of the film sector they are dealing with companies.
Yes.
A lot of the time the applications are coming not from individuals, but from companies. So there's that issue. But the whole stimulus, 100 million stimulus process was very, very engaging. Even on our sector, even when you sent us work that was not your copyrighted work, we got back to you and told you we have issues with this submission because we know this song that you've submitted belongs to so and so. You've only removed the lyrics and changed them into Kikamba and submitted. But that song belongs to someone from Western Kenya because we have the database to be able to figure that one out. So we were able to advise that the person said, no, because we were going to encouraging people to create original content so that they can continue to earn from it for the rest of their lives. We'd give you a second chance. This one we'll not accept because it breaches copyright issues. Please create something and send. There was engagement. We were not dismissing people just because they did not meet the criteria. We were engaging them because some of them were doing it from lack of knowledge. They thought this song by Sauti Sol is very nice. So if I redo it, they sang it in Kiswahili, if I do it in Kikamba, it will come out very well. Or if I do it in Kisi, it will come out very well. You understand?
Yeah.
But they don't know they're breaching the copyright for this other group.
Yeah.
So we were able to advise them. And a lot of them were able to send the content back. We were able to engage these people, like for example, from our sector, with producers. If you're from Mombasa, we talked to a few production producers in Mombasa and send you to them to help you produce so that they don't charge you, so that you create that content, we shall pay for the production of that content. So there's a lot of mechanisms that were put in place to work with the artist all the way. Okay. So when by the time they are not meeting that criteria, then perhaps there's an issue.
Yes.
And then because the process is competitive, you are looking at everybody looking at that small pot. You will start dealing with the people who are complying to the criteria, all right? And then figure out if the funds were left over. We probably now come to these ones who didn't meet the criteria and see what else can we do with them. For the person who submitted something and perhaps did not meet this particular, and we've engaged them, we would give them a timeline. So we'll give you another 1 week to rework this issue
Yes.
and then get back to us. We will not say you are beaten by the deadline, is that you beat the deadline, yes, but submitted content that we cannot use to pay you. So we then engage you back.
Yes.
So those are a lot of engagement that went through. And even for the film sector, it was the same issue. So as much as we are doing that, we're also encouraging the artists, even the young ones who are upcoming. Once you've registered for your national ID, also get your PIN number, get your paperwork in order, and then like for our system, our portal, we'll only accept you once all those details are there. Otherwise, you'll be on pending as we continue communicating to you, tell you what is the problem you're encountering. Is it ABCD? Do you want us to mitigate between you and KRA? If it's a PIN number that you've applied for, you have not been able to get, we find from KRA what is the issue. And if the issue is something that the person has not done, we let them know. And then in fact, sometimes within hours or minutes, you find that you've assisted someone and they've moved on to the next level.
Okay.
So I think as we go on with that, then the issue of being tax compliant is what will help the government also be able to situate the sector. If we are not able to situate and show how much we're generating, because it's disappearing under the radar, we actually there have reports that have been done, and I think if I go back to the 2008 Nyariki report that showed that we had contribution to the GDP higher than education, higher than livestock, forestry, and other sectors in government. All right, that was in 2008. Our sector has grown immensely between then and today. So today we should actually be speaking, and everybody listens as a sector. But the fragmentation of the sector is what is killing us. And the more we pull together in a way of building each other, supporting each other, that's what will make the sector grow. And that's why we're saying, let's come together, because we've already, from government side, shown the will. All right? It is work, and work in progress cannot be always 100%. All right? There are issues that the industry will raise, and we'll realize, yes, that was a gap. Yes, this was a gap. All right?
Yes.
Then we work together to ensure that we close in on those gaps, so that we move together. Because we cannot remain stagnant on one point throughout. We are like, this is a gap, this was a gap. All right? Next time we have such a scenario, perhaps we'll do, even as we are much smarter now, we are much informed now, give us another 100 million, we'll probably execute it much better than the first one. It's because of the learning, the learning outcomes of the process.
Yes.
We are like, there's a gap here, there's a gap here. If we were to redo this again, we will not go this way. All right?
I like that you're already talking about learnings, because
Yes.
I think that's my next question about challenges and the learnings that we've learned from the process. Chalo, you looked like...
Just before you go there, I'll give you a scenario. We did a research on the economic contribution of the film industry in 2020. It's a survey that we did. And in the survey, the researcher, the way the report came through, is we are unable to pinpoint the exact contribution of the film industry to the economy. GDP. Why? Because people have registered companies as general companies, and they don't declare that this money comes from film. Or filmmakers are not filing returns like they used to. Like the same thing you were saying, why it would take you time, and why a producer would not even want to call the commission and ask them to facilitate. It's because the last time they filed their returns was in 2008 or 2011. And well, they might not have done any work, but they did not file zero returns or say, I did not do work. So even when you apply for that tax compliance to KRA, it is not going to be given, because for 5 years you've not filed your returns. Whether it is zero, whether it's 4 shillings, whether it's... And you know there's for companies, there's the way KRA does it, in the sense that if you don't reach a certain return in terms of profit, you don't pay tax. But filmmakers or different companies, SMEs, they don't want to do that. So when they're applying for this tax compliance certificate, it is going to be very hard, because they did not. It's even for you individually. You have not been given your returns. Then it's going to be very hard, even for the commission to help you get the compliance. But we are not saying that is, like you were saying, that was not the only thing. But we are saying this because we are dispersing different types of funds. There's the Film Empowerment Fund, There is a content acquisition program which I was saying we had 10 million to give to filmmakers.
Yes.
Every time we'll be looking at guys who have put their work, their houses in order. And it was the same problem with the youth fund. If you talk to youth fund, they will tell you one of the main challenges is young people don't want to be formal enough to be able to receive these funds.
Yes.
And it's going to be very hard for government to just be giving you money because you wrote an email to us. You have to show a way in which you're organized enough to be able to utilize this money that you're being given. You're responsible enough to utilize the money enough so that it can benefit as many people as it's supposed to be.
Okay.
Yes.
At this point, I would like to go back to the public. Our conversation is live on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. And there are a lot of conversations already going on there, and already people are asking questions. So at this point, I would like to just focus on the questions from the public, and then I'll give you time to do your final remarks and give any pending issues that you would want to talk about. So the first question is coming from Brian Ogola. Thanks for tuning in. So they're saying that that criteria is so skewed. You do not know who the artist is yet you sit on a post aided by artist. Who has the doctor been dealing with then? That's what Brian is asking. Yes.
Well, one thing is the artists have to understand that the processes have to be followed, like my colleague here is saying. If you've not engaged, all right, most of them, to be honest, were saying they did not know about the Music Commission. Yes, we've been on a rebranding strategy. Yes, we've been on an active strategy of reaching out to the music industry. Yes, we've been on engaging on industry issues so that we can sort out what the gaps are in the industry. So when you wake up in the morning, for example, and you want to be given money, but you've not participated in any way in the project, you've not followed the criteria, you've not submitted, all right, then you're expecting to be paid. Of course, there's a gap. All right? So if we didn't receive any content from him, then he was not going to benefit from the program.
Yes.
But if it's on a day-to-day normal interaction, all right, we have really opened up as a music commission. We are available on almost all social media platforms. We are engaging day-to-day artists on social media platforms. We are encouraging them so that when you start a discussion with you on social media, then we give you the protocols to follow. So now I ask you, take this conversation, right, from Instagram now to this email address, so that it's formalized. All right. Now, when you do an email to us, introduce yourself to us, tell us what you do. Others will just say, my name is George. I come from Busia. I am a musician. Please help me. Okay. So we engage and ask you, so how can we be of your assistance? We need a little bit more. Or if it's not possible for you to be online on email, give us your number. We'll call you back. All right? I have a team that is dedicated to engaging the industry. They find out what the gaps are, where we can support you. Then we explain to you how we also work and how you can plug in. Because sometimes it's also for the artists to realize how government works and see how they can plug in. So if you're in Kisumu, then we know of 2-3 projects running in Kisumu. Even if they're not being run by us, we'll notify you. Why don't you plug into this program that's running either by the county government, or plug into this program running by this association, or this program being done by ABCD, so that you can benefit from it. Keep following us on our social media, because when we hear of these programs, we will keep sharing that information, and you'll be able to pick it up and run with it. Okay? So even that issue of being, like my colleague has said here, being the liaison between the artist and the issues within the industry, we've plugged in. But they wake up in the morning, they expect an M-Pesa on their message, or they wake up in the morning, they expect you to come with a whole program for them, all right, without them engaging and telling you this is what we are looking for. There are, of course, issues of training. Of course, there are issues of empowerment, all right? And what I will honestly tell you is that this country does not lack talent, all right? It has lots of talent. What the talent, in terms of development, there's a gap in that area. How do we develop these guys, all right? Issues of music education, there are gaps. A very talented musician goes to a school that doesn't offer music. So they don't have opportunities to study music, to grow in their skills.
Yes, and
right?
of course you talked about how you're working with the sector of education to work on
to
the
work
curriculum.
on that curriculum.
Yes,
But
I'll just give you a few minutes to respond to the questions because there are quite a number of them. So you can just respond shortly. So there's someone, Julius Musau, thanks for tuning in. He's saying, I make toy cars and designs keep on changing. Can I register the toys? I think this is around the copyright. I'm not sure.
Yes, I think he can go on to the Kenya Copyright Board website. They are also quite active now on social media. He can engage, he'll be guided on how to register. But you see, we are dealing with copyrighted works, artworks, literary works, etc. So people also need to understand the scope of Kenya Copyright Board, the KIPI, for intellectual property, for the because there are three arms that are dealing with copyright,
Yes.
related intellectual. Let me call it not copyright, but intellectual property.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
So if it's issue of trademarking, if it's issue of, so he can be guided. Even if he goes to Kekobo, he'll be guided to go to the right government agency, and if possible, even given the contacts of someone to work with. If he does not get that help, let him inbox me. On social media, I will connect him.
Yes.
Yes.
And your Twitter handle is?
My Twitter handle is Jazzy D with a double A.
Yes. Julius Musau, Jazzy D, at Jazzy D. So Nicholas Sogora is asking, the best capacity building the government can do is ensuring there is adequate infrastructure to support filmmakers around the country. Workshops alone cannot have the desired impact.
I agree. And by agreement is, yes, we need infrastructure. And that's why I talked about the film hubs that we are creating in different counties.
Yes. Where
filmmakers, once trained from our workshops, can now utilize the facilities to make and create content. Equipment are expensive. And especially for guys who have been trained through our workshops or have come from universities or colleges. They have studied film, they have studied media, but they don't have equipment. And this is why we are establishing film hubs in different counties. We have one running in Nyeri at Dedan Kimathi University. It has enough editing suits, it has cameras, it has lights, it has everything. We are working on one in Bomet. There is one in Vihiga. We are doing one in Migori. There is one here at our offices at Jomoya Place, where all these facilities are there. You want to edit your content, you come in, you just book the space, you come and edit right inside our office. You want to shoot, you come and you access the facilities that are there. You want to hold a production meeting. I know spaces are expensive in Nairobi. You want to hold a production meeting because your production is small. We have a space for that. How launch for that, where you can come sit and hold your production meeting. You want to preview your film. We have a big screen. We have sound equipment that you can come, just sit there and preview your movie. And this is free of charge. You just need to book with us. So we are trying, in as much as we are training people, and training is very important because we have to create a skills pool of filmmakers. We are, like I said, our job is to market the film industry out there, for guys to come and film here. So that we are marketing Kenya as a filming location. And we don't want filmmakers to come from Europe, for example, and come with all their crew, including runners and camera assistant and cameramen. We want to have a skills pool here. So that they just come with their very few key crew, but the rest of them can be found here. But we can only do that with a pool of filmmakers who've already been trained by us. So it will not be practical for us to just have a space where you can access. But again, we have to look into training people who can use that facility, so that we just don't open a white elephant and leave it there.
Yes.
It has to be a studio, but there has to be people who can use that studio to create content. So we are doing those projects to complement each other.
Okay.
Train and give them a space where they can create their content once we leave.
Thank you. The next question again to you. It's from Nicholas Sogora again. He's saying, can we get a clear picture of how each filmmaker was supported? Giving unclear examples is fishy. Can we get 2 or 3 real examples of filmmakers and how they were supported? Yeah.
Like I was saying, we were giving money to filmmakers to create content. It was work for pay. You're given money to create content. And we, out of the 3 projects that I talked about, they were from 21 counties. They were not from Nairobi alone, they were from 21 counties. And counties range from Baringo. One of the projects was from Baringo, another one was from Nandi, another one was from Siaya, Mombasa. We had Embu, we had Tharaka Nithi, we had Nairobi, we had Narok. It is spread across. Then we had 21 counties and 21 film projects benefiting. So we are not talking about 21 filmmakers. We are talking about 21 projects, because each project has different filmmakers, has several filmmakers in it. So I don't know whether he's looking for the exact figure of the different projects, but yes.
Maybe he's talking about 2 examples. Probably he's saying, I don't know, maybe a project they actually did and it is now rolling out. I think that's what he's looking out for, like a real example.
Yeah, like I said, so far as a commission, out of the 3 projects, we already received full, complete 21 of them.
Can you give us maybe 1 or 2 that...
Maybe I go back to the report now and get the names.
Or it's not something that we can access in the public domain?
It is coming up. Like I'm saying, we are collecting all the material. Like I was saying, it's going to be broadcast on PAWA254.
Oh, okay.
And it will be on our social medias, especially the YouTube channel. All this content is going to be broadcast there.
Okay.
It is going to go on air on PAWA254. It's going to go on air on our YouTube channel.
Okay.
This content will be there. They will be able to access it. They will, if you go to our website, you'll see details of the different projects that the commission does.
Okay.
We are accountable enough to finish a project and we put all the information out there.
Okay.
Say this is, and all the information of the people who are awarded was all over. We put it through our social media. We even made a video called GIF for guys who know. It was going out saying so and so from Eldoret, so and so from Nandi has received this much, so and so from this has received. If you go to the website, you're going to find that details. If you go to the stimulus package on our page, you will see all the names of the people who are awarded and the amounts that they awarded. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. A question to you, Dr. Otoyo. This is from Sami Mwangi. You say the data of the beneficiary is available. Where can one access it?
Okay, so we've posted on the website all the people who participated and the links to the works that were submitted. So that one is already out there. Our reports are ready, following the necessary protocols. All right, the launching of the report is the event we are awaiting. But in terms of the details of the people who benefited and whatever that has been, the work that was submitted has been put that on air. We've done live streams of some of the works of the people who benefited from the program. We've done live streams of the bands that participated in the program. So we've tried to share that information out there as much as possible.
And we can get them in your Twitter handles, in your website.
With the website, the details are there. Even the people who participated and even were appreciative enough to say thank you. Most of them posted again their content online. So the whole idea was, since this content was meant to help these people generate more income, we also allowed them to post this content on their YouTube channels, because that's how they can monetize. And maybe one of the biggest gaps we have in this country is the issue of monetization. All right, and it's an area we are also looking at it very, very deeply to see how to facilitate. A lot of us are spending a lot of time on skill development, in terms of talent development, but on the business angle, the music business, the industry business, there are gaps. Yes. And those are some of the gaps we really would want to empower the sector with, and help each other out so that they can monetize more on their content, especially with the emerging technologies, so that people are able to see how they can make more money from the content that they create. And then to the point where we can almost have that direct impact from content created to income generated. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. A quick question. I know I think we had addressed this question, but I'll just pose it in case you have any additional comments. Was the money meant to support artists' access to necessities during COVID pandemic or for production? Can I repeat? Was the money meant to, the 100 million, was it meant for the artists to have access to necessities or for production? I know you have
the stimulus package was was there to stimulate the industry. And like I said, look at the way government works. Look at the way government intervenes for the coffee farmer, for the tea farmer. All right? I think those are the most clearest examples I can give. Government does not give them money to eat. All right? Government gives them money to stimulate them to produce more, then they will eat from the production that they've made. I don't know that should be able to explain to the person asking the question that this, we want to turn the content into money. We are helping you create the content. Normally you'll go to the studio to record, right, a song. We are boosting you by taking a bit of that cost out of the way for you. So you go to the studio, you produce. If you get your 50,000 or 20,000 or 30,000, all right, you're still able to take care of your production and you're still able to put food on the table. But that production is what we're focusing our eyes more on. That production is earning, if it's a good production, it should earn you money for the rest of your life because you own the copyright of that production for the rest of your life. So people should look at the bigger picture here and not look at only today and what I need for today. We as government are looking at the bigger picture for you. So if you make a good film and that film hits, if you make some good music and that song becomes a hit, that song sells, you make money from that song. You continue to make money for that song for the rest of your life. And that's what the stimulus package was intending to do, to help you grow. That's why I said when we got some of the submissions, we're able to put some of these people together. We get for them a producer somewhere from their location where they're coming from. Tell them now produce. We commit to the producer, we shall take care of the cost. We commit to the videographer, we shall take care of the cost. And we get content. Then that content will tell you, share it, market it, we will push it also for you. All right? And that's what exactly we did. We tried to push that content for these people as much as possible. We have new stars, we have new people never knew who have come to the limelight, courtesy of the stimulus project. For example, I give you an example. When we were in Kisii, we produced songs in Kisii. All the artists we worked from were artists from the stimulus project. The beauty of the stimulus project of also what we did is when we called out the auditions, because now we have a database of people from this region, all right? We were able to send them messages directly, tell them we'll be this space, there'll be an audition, come audition, we will pick the best 10 or 20 or 30. All right? We worked with about 30 artists from that region. We were able to promote them. They created content. All right? There's a song trending now, Mimi Ni Shujaa, that was done by artists. Some of them people didn't know. All right? And now they are
all from the stimulus package.
They're all from the stimulus package. All right? And there are many other productions that have continued and partnerships. Okay? So now today, if someone tells me, I get an email from maybe some production company or from someone who wants to run a project in Malindi or in Kilifi, all right? It is very easy for us to go back to the portal, send that message to the people in Malindi. There's this person who's running this project. If you're interested, this is the contact. Reach out to them. So there are so many other quick wins that have, of course, come from that. Like you said, we're going to come to them, so we shall discuss that later. But I was trying to answer to that area that the person, so they can be able to see the bigger picture. So it's better to give you 10,000 shillings to record a song that may earn you 200,000 shillings tomorrow, or may earn you 300,000 shillings tomorrow, than to give you 10,000 shillings to eat today, and then you have nothing for tomorrow.
Following up on that, Stephen Okwani, thank you for tuning in. He's asking, give me fish, I'll eat it for a day. Teach me how to fish, and me plus my dependents will never go hungry for a lifetime. I think it's a follow-up on what you're saying. But he's also saying government should and must be deliberate about having sustainable solution to the plight of artists. Short-term solutions don't address economic stability of artists, rather allows dependency to thrive. I think it was just a comment, maybe just to what you were saying. And I think at this point, I would like to maybe just have maybe final thoughts in terms of what challenges that, of course you had mentioned about the challenges that you experienced in the whole 100 million stimulus package implementation. Maybe you can just mention maybe a few others, and then what are those learnings? And of course you can talk about the successes. You've talked about already artists that have come up and you're already engaging with them in the different projects that you run because you work directly with the Office of the President and all these national functions. Maybe you can just mention some of those before we have our closing remarks.
So yes, there were many challenges in the running of the program. We tried to mitigate the challenges as they arose. We tried to fill in the gaps as they arose. The biggest challenge was the distrust from the industry to government. You see, like the last comment you just said, that the person is assuming the 100 million was given for us so that it becomes fish on the table, but you're not teaching you how to fish. And my colleague here is talking about all the workshops they are doing to train people. So I think sometimes also we want to hear a few things and not to listen to the whole conversation, and that's an issue with the industry, but we are trying our best to keep having that conversation. The whole idea here is the government was not giving stimulus only to the creative sector. There was stimulus to other sectors.
Yes.
Manufacturing got, other areas got. So we were lucky that for the first time that we also were on the table for government. All right? And for me, I think the issue is to keep pushing for even a bigger piece of cake for the sector. All right? For a bigger recognition of the sector.
Yeah.
So for the first time, as the president was stimulating other sectors, manufacturing, he was stimulating we were also considered. The reason why perhaps we were not given more, I'm not saying, I'm just saying perhaps.
Perhaps.
Yeah, perhaps is because of the lack of data. Yes. That would have enabled him to even say, because of A, B, C, D, I can do this. The coffee sector has data. These other sectors have data. If we can work together to build that data, all right, that would help us go a long way. And that's why all of us in our projects, we were so conscious on data collection. So that we get that data collection, we put it in a space that now when I'm asked, if you ask me today, I can tell that I have over 10,000 practicing musicians on my database. I know there are many, many more out there.
Yes.
All right? We encourage them. There is no charge for you to register on our portal. All right? Just register. Tell us who you are, what you do, and the portal is we are working on the portal so that we can capture all the details. Are you a guitarist? Are you a keyboardist? Are you a recording artist? What role do you play? Are you in music business? All right? What area, where do you participate? So that when we have projects, we are able to deal with you directly. All right? If someone was to say, the next stimulus is coming to the music business people, I can tell you, and my colleague can confirm, there will be a lack of data for that. Because not all of them in music business have registered with us, or have registered with the portal, or have registered at the commission, or even the film commission. So there's that engagement, and we keep on encouraging the members of public to engage us. That's why you find that we are on social media. We are on almost all platforms that you can reach us from, so that every Kenyan, depending on whatever facilities that are available to them, they are able to. We even have USSD codes for the registration for any person who's not able to go online. But the challenge of trust, it is a high time that people also realize that government has also gone out of its way to try and bring in as many people as possible into government who understand the industry, so that they can be able to bridge that gap. So we are here to bridge the gap. We are here to serve Kenyans. We are here to serve the industry. All right? So if we can engage on issues, all right, I would be very happy. Even for those people watching online now, if you can engage on issues, tell us these are the issues that you are encountering and how we can come in to help you. It's through that engagement that we'll get to know you and be able to support you even more. And for me, that is one way we can eliminate the biggest challenge that we had. The other challenge we have is the fragmentation of the industry. All right? You would want to talk to a particular sector of the industry, and there are 50 associations. All right? Some of them are briefcase associations, some of them. So we are encouraging the industry. Why don't we come together and create a system? If government wants to talk to filmmakers, there is one channel of leadership within the sector that can engage with government and then can push the issue of the film sector collectively. All right? If government wants to engage with the music sector, we encourage them to come together so that we engage with them with one voice. We know these are the people I need to talk to, and these are the people I need to deal with. And they also know. In fact, those ones which even if it means providing space for them to sit with us in the office so that we work even more closely together whenever there are issues. So until we solve those issues, we are open. And we have a very clear open door policy in all our agencies,
Okay.
all right?
Yes.
That you can walk in, you can engage us at whatever level, and if you can't, you can call in, you can
Dr.
email
Otto,
in.
you're already talking on
Yeah.
behalf of other agencies.
No.
I'll cut
I'm,
you
I'm
short.
saying I'm saying that because it
Yes.
is a policy that is there,
Uh-huh.
and we are there to deliver government policy.
Uh-huh.
It's not my policy.
Yes.
That's a government policy.
Okay.
So we have an open door policy,
Uh-huh.
and that's the policy we've been told to execute,
Mhm.
right? To engage with the industry and be as open as possible with the industry, and we'll find solutions to our problems, because the problems for sure are there.
Okay.
Yes.
Tell me successes. 2 minutes successes of your 100 million stimulus package. Successes that you have recorded, and maybe 1 or 2 learnings.
One of the great successes we've had from the stimulus program, for me, was the issue of data of musicians across the country, because of the participation that we got from that. One of and also the content that was created. We had some very, very, very good content that was created from that same process. The greatest learning for us has been on the sector is mashinani. We tend to focus too much within our metropolitan cities, all right? We make a lot of noise from our metropolitan cities, but in terms of numbers, you'll be surprised by the numbers we were getting mashinani. The number of groups that came, the number of bands that came to participate in the program, all right? And these are organized groups, because you can tell from the way they are performing, they've been rehearsing, they've been performing for ages, all right? So for us, the greatest learning was, these are the people I was telling you earlier on, who play their own music and play other people's music, but they are not in the system of either CMOs or any other place. A lot of data. And we were very happy to harness that data, and we are very eager to go back to the ground and work more closely with these artists as well.
Thank you,
Yes.
Dr. To you, Mr. Chalo, what are those challenges that you got, those learnings? And
Yeah, the first challenge that we faced, and I talked about this earlier, is people not being able to be organized enough and put in their application well. And this is very critical, especially because the Film Commission is executing different programs. And all these programs will require filmmakers to apply and to get in touch with us. Or people make incomplete applications, and they don't want to follow up and find out what's going on.
yeah.
They just assume, it's government, this money itakuja tu. So for us, it's a rallying call to the industry to be organized. To, once you see a call that has been put out, don't have mistrust with the government, because that is one big challenge, where you put out a call and people are playing wait and see whether let's see whether they give money. And then that money is given, and then they, bona tukupewa. No, all this kind of discussions. And then the other thing, and we noticed that especially when we did the film empowerment program, most of the big names in the industry didn't apply for the film empowerment program. They were thinking, there's no money that is going to be given by government. But now they were shocked when money was really given. And the film empowerment program was one fund that gave people good budgets. 4 million, 3 million. These are for production of films. And our rally call as a commission is to, filmmakers need to take all the information that they put out very seriously, and they need to engage with us. In case you have any question or any challenge, write to us. Write to the commission. Like he was talking about the open door policy, it's all over government. For us, you walk in any day, you don't need to have an appointment, you just walk in. Say, I'm inquiring about this, you'll be referred to the necessary office to deal with that. You say you want to see the CEO, if he's available, he's going to see you. It's an open door policy, you don't need to call and book an appointment. The only place you need to book is the resource center or the film hub, because maybe it's being used by another group. But all these other things, you just walk in, write an email, it is going to be responded promptly. All our emails are responded to, and all our contacts are on the website. You just write your question through info@Film in Kenya. It's all over there. You write to info. It's going to be directed. And filmmakers can bear me witness. There is no filmmaker who has written to us and not gotten a reply. We always promptly reply to any inquiry that comes through. The other thing that we learn is that we have so many filmmakers that are out there, mashinani. And there is great stories out there that have not been told. And we have filmmakers struggling to create stories in mashinani. And our rallying call is for them to register with the commission. Like he has been saying, register with us. If you go to our website, you'll see the creative database, the Kenya's creative database. On our website, it's a tab. You just click there, you register. Tell us whether you are a camera person, are you a director, are you a makeup artist, who are you? We need to know you so that any information that is for the industry reaches you first. Because we always dispatch information as it comes. There's this going on, like now, I know many filmmakers don't know, but the second cycle of the Film Empowerment Fund is on. It's closing soon, maybe in a week or two. It's closing. And maybe there are filmmakers there who haven't applied and they would wish to apply. And this is money that is going to be given for production, for guys who want to attend festivals or host festivals. And all this. Festivals are very critical, especially if you want to market your content or you want to exhibit your content. So this opportunity is there for filmmakers. They need to go to our website. Let them make it an habit of going to the Kenya Film Commission website. Wake up in the morning when you're checking your Gmail or you're checking your whatever email, check what is in the Kenya Film Commission website. Check what is in our social media. We are very active on Twitter. We are very active on Facebook, on Instagram. You want to ask a question, just inbox.
Okay.
Someone is going to respond to you promptly.
Yes. Thank you so much for that. One learning and one success.
Like I said, our learning was we have so much out there.
Okay.
We have so much out there, and we require data for us to be able to know who are our stakeholders, who are our filmmakers. One success is the content that was created is great. And Kenyans need to watch out for the screenings that are coming up. They will going to be advertised again on our social media and Y254 media, and all the content that was produced will go on YouTube. So for us, it's a success because even during these hard times, producers created very great content that Kenyans are going to enjoy.
Okay.
Yes.
Another chance to state one more other success.
One more other success is from the program we got very talented young filmmakers that we didn't have, that we didn't know we had.
Yes.
Especially from counties. We got films being produced from Baringo, for example, from Tharaka Nithi, a place we've not seen a movie before from. So for us it's a success because different people produced content. And these are people who have not been part of the industry before. But because of this stimulus program, they were able to come. Even during these hard economic times, they were able to produce content and create content.
Great.
So yes.
Thank you so much. At this point, I would like to hear your final remarks and maybe that one thing that you want to communicate to the artist, and then we'll call it a wrap. Dr. Otoyo.
Thank you. For ours is to say that we as the Music Commission are there to serve the Kenyan artist, the Kenyan musician, the music industry. We are there, and we call for continued partnerships and engagement as we work together to solve this. Like I said earlier on, a building cannot be done with one nail, all right? A structure cannot be put up together with one nail, one hammer. It needs several, all of us to come together and make this happen. As government, we are committed from our side to do whatever it takes to ensure that the music industry grows. As we speak right now, the music policy is at a very high level discussion in government, and sooner or later we should be talking about, for the first time, having a document that is guiding the sector. And so there have some very major wins that the sector is making. So let's, I think, pull together, because if we work together, we are able to make greater success. and also show to the public that the creative sector is not only just an entertainment sector, but that's creative economy that can drive this nation and the economy of this nation to the next level. Yes.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much,
very much.
Dr. Otoyo. To you, Chalo.
For me, one is to tell filmmakers to watch out for the Kalasha, this year's Kalasha awards that is coming up on Saturday. It's a virtual event. Unfortunately, we will not be able to attend because of COVID and all this. But watch out for your favorite stars. They will be live on KTN Home from 7:30 on Saturday, on 12th. The other thing is, yesterday the Ministry of ICT published the film bill and for stakeholders to give their comments, the film bill and the film policy, the drafts. Get a copy, read, give your comments on what you think should be done for the industry. It's there for public participation. So filmmakers need to take that chance, read through the film bill, read through the film policy, the drafts, and give their comments. So for me is to ask filmmakers to always come to Kenya Film Commission, talk to us, in case you have any concern, in case you're stuck somewhere, call our numbers, write to us, walk into our offices. Just let us engage. Let us grow this film industry together. It's our industry, we are not going anywhere, and we are not going to rest until it's up there.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chalo. And we have got quite a number of issues that are coming in, and of course one of them is the copyright issues. If you're an artist or creative out there, please make use of this opportunity of free registration of your copyright or your work. So and maybe just to request the policymakers in the room to be able to even push that we have an extension of that, so that we can have as many registration of works in the copyright section. And maybe also one call that I would make to the policymakers is that even while we are talking about, we've done the first phase of 100 million, maybe just to push for more and better engagement with the artist moving forward. And of course, the discussion around the database. I think this is a solution that will come to save this sector, and just to know how much is the sector contributing to the GDP of this country, so that we can have more allocation, more support to the creative sector. And more importantly is to say, to appreciate that it's not artists, it's not entertainment, it's the creative sector, and it's so broad, and we need to continuously tap into the power of the creative sector. And maybe the other thing that has come up from this discussion is continuous engagement with all the stakeholders, from the practitioners, from the different departments of government, to ensure that we are not a defragmented sector. We do not have an art council, and probably that is one of the things that is hindering us from benefiting from other government initiatives, like the fund that is already existing. So how do we sort of organize ourselves as a sector to be able to tap into all these opportunities? And maybe one final call out is to for us to be able to register with all these different bodies. If you're a filmmaker, please register with the Kenya Film Commission. If you're a musician, please register with the Permanent Presidential Music Commission, and all these government bodies that we have existing. You were brought to this conversation by PAWA254. It's supported by PAWA254 through the Jenga Hustle project that is supported by Action Aid. And for us, we are looking at how do we continuously create these opportunities for young people to be able to engage either through employment or economic opportunities. Mine is to thank you so much. My name is Mboki Mburu. I was hosting you for this session, and we look forward to be able to even follow up with these policymakers to ensure that some of the commitments they have made today and their suggestions and solutions that they are proposing, that we can be able to tap into them and be able to have a better creative sector. Thank you and have a good day. Bye.